So, let's talk about DOA 6. Let's talk about it. I was watching a video one day about this game in particular. I don't think it was a game in particular, but he mentioned DOA 6 in the video and how... No, in fact, it was about DOA 6. It was. I can't remember exactly what the title was, but he was definitely talking about the game. And he was saying like that the main draw for the game is the jiggle physic aspect and the sexualization of the female characters. He said that's why people play the game. They don't care about the story. You know, yeah, it's a fun game, you know, fighting and everything like that, but it's the main draw, he says, is people want that sexualization, the jiggle figure shit like that. And I was like, wow. And then he also said that they actually downgraded the sexualization in part 6, which blew my fucking mind. It literally did, because I was like, what? What are you talking about? What downgrade? I had to pause the video and think, like, what did I see that was like less sexy than part 5? And the only thought that came to mind, literally the only thought that came to mind was the sweater. I don't know if they're DLC sweaters. I don't know if the DLC sweaters you purchase in the game, or in-game currency. I'm not sure, but there's a full body like sweater, like full top. Everything is covered. You know everything is covered in the front, but you can see them fucking voluptuous big tits through the sweater. Still fucking sexy. Cause it wasn't necessarily. I think they have like some tops that goes to the elbow, and the chest is completely covered, of course, but you can still see them voluptuous ass tits. It still looks fucking sexy. It still looks sexy, even though you can't see the bare fucking breasts. It's like, what do people want? You know. So I don't get. I'm not saying I don't believe him that they toned down it, but they didn't do it enough, if you ask me, because I still find the chicks hot, just as hot as part 5. You know what I'm saying? And then he also said that most of the skimpy outfits that you can get, you have to buy them with USD or real currency. I was like, okay, big deal. And some of the outfits that you unlock are swimsuit like outfits. By playing the game, go figure. You know, so I didn't understand. I was like, they're still sexy. It's, you know, I don't get it. However, the thought of them trying to tone it down is fucking insane. They should never entertain that idea in the first place. It's really fucking stupid. Because I pretty much made a comment. I said, well, if they were trying to turn me away from playing part 6 or get me upset about it, by them toning down the sex appeal, which I didn't think they did, they failed. Really, they failed with me because I quite enjoy Dead or Alive 6. I mean, shit. What can I say? This is similar to when I was talking about Skullgirls. I made a vlog talking about Skullgirls over an hour long about how the desexualization does not bother me personally. They still sexy. It's not like they de-breasted the characters. Same with Dead or Alive 6. It's not like they fucking de-assed them. You know, it's like, what the fuck? They still look like females. They don't look like drag queens. You know, like what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't fucking understand that. So it's the same thing with Skullgirls. I'm gonna link that video in the in the description box below. So if that interests you, you can check it out. It's over an hour long though. But if you can handle all that time, just sit back, grab your popcorn, pop, soda, whatever the fuck. Grab a snack, grab dinner, a breakfast, whatever, and just sit back, listen to me ramble about this shit. So yeah, he also, the same guy also said that's the reason why DOA 6 didn't sell well, or tanked or bombed, was because they toned down the sex appeal. I thought that was absolutely ludicrous to even say that. That's like, no, that's not the main reason why the game tanked, man. I mean, come on, man. The main reason why the game fucking tanked was because of the high prices of DLC. That's the main fucking reason. Because if Dead or Alive 6 was just like Dead or Alive 5 as far as women being sexy and shit like that, let's say they didn't tone shit down as they claim, right? People were bitching and moaning about the price of the DLC in Part 5, and I was one of them. I was like, this costs a lot of money for some fucking skins, man. And then they got the nerve, if you don't spend $100 for this season pass, or $80 fucking for this fucking season pass of skins for Part 5, you can't get the exclusive skins that is included in it. They added exclusive skins just to scam you, if you will, to buy those packs. I was like, that's pretty fucked up. I said, I don't want to spend $80 for no fucking skins for a swimsuit pack, $40. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. Why can't I just buy them separate? I'd rather just buy it little by little. That's ridiculous. I mean, and then with the Part 6, they never learned the lesson. They never learned their lesson with Part 6. So I don't know what to tell them. They didn't learn their lesson, obviously. So I can't believe somebody's trying to... GameStop is selling this game for $25. Insane. I would never sell it for $25. It'd be... I think the most I want for it is $20. In fact, if I were selling a copy of Dead or Alive 6, it would be about fucking 10. Because you got to factor in the high price DLCs that this game is actually fucking pushing out. So let's get into this. This is Dead or Alive 6 came out in 2019. And when it came out, I had no idea that it was even out. I mean, I was browsing on Amazon, just browsing, and that's when I found out about there was a Dead or Alive 6. A stark contrast to Dead or Alive 5's release, because when I found out about Dead or Alive 5, I was on YouTube. I saw it on the YouTube ad, and I just kept seeing more ads about it as it was coming out. And I was like, oh, this game looks fucking cool as hell. They look more like real people instead of anime. I thought that was fucking cool, that direction that they made with Part 5. And I like the sweat physics. I like the dirt on them and shit like that. That was fucking cool as hell. I'm going to tell you another thing that people are not talking about regarding Dead or Alive 6 versus Dead or Alive 5 is the graphics. Dead or Alive 6 graphics actually took a downgrade for some fucking reason. Dead or Alive 5, if you watch a comparison video or look up a comparison between the visuals of Dead or Alive 5 versus Dead or Alive 6, is like night and day. I didn't understand that. That's what I don't like that, but it is what it is. I just thought I'd bring that up because people aren't complaining about that. The graphics in Dead or Alive 5 look better than Dead or Alive 6. Dead or Alive 6 is what happened. What is this? Dead or Alive 6 is a case of not listening. Listening? Do you mean listening to competitive players at all? The meter, the new button, the lack of good online and lobby. Oh, somebody complained on Reddit about what happened. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this right quick. People just don't want to play this game. They don't want to play it. I mean, like I said, once people saw that the DLC was fucking sky high, they was like, fuck this game. I'm not buying it. This guy says he thinks Soul Calibur 6 is better than DOA 6 and MK11. Hey, it's your opinion. I enjoy Soul Calibur 6 more than 5, I tell you that. I don't know why that's not loading up. Fuck it, let's go to another one. He's talking about the online, it's all fucked up and shit. The online lobby is not good. Anyways, let's move on. There's a post that I want to go over that I saw. I think it says, why did Dead or Alive 6 fail? I think it is. Yeah, see, there you go. The first thing that's listed is why it failed. Not the jizgle physics or lack thereof, if people claimed, or lack of sexual appeal. It is, as you can see here, the high prices. Why did Dead or Alive 6 fail? Higher prices will continue to be a problem for the game, with future DLC passes having prices like $80 or $90. It was hands down one of the biggest causes for the game's failure. That's not the only cause. In fact, I go as far as it's the number one cause of why people didn't buy it. I'm going as far as to say that. Once fans saw the high cost of the DLC passes, many left to play games that wouldn't bankrupt them. That's what I kept hearing for like the longest. I didn't hear nothing about, oh, they toned down the sex appeal. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, Dead or Alive 6 failed players. Because like I said, people were complaining about the high prices in Part 5. And it was like, hopefully if Part 6 come out, or when it comes out, because if you play the story mode, you know it left on the cliffhanger. So they say they're going to listen to us and tone down on the cost of these DLCs. They didn't. In fact, they added microtransactions into the fucking mix as well. Go figure. Nobody who likes microtransactions. So, yeah, Dead or Alive 6 failed players. Oh, look at this. So what are you telling me, that people don't like Kasumi's outfit here? I think it looks dope and it's sexy. Of course, you can't see no skin, but it still looks fucking sexy. What do people want? They want to see skin, don't they? Then watch hentai. Let me stop. Let me fucking stop. This is an article here. I don't think I want to go to the other post I want to cover. Yeah, they're a little more covered up, but they're still fucking sexy. That's what I'm saying. They're still sexy. How does this turn you off for you buying a game? It's like, fuck the DLC prices. The girls ain't sexy. If they're more covered up like this, I don't want to buy it. What the fuck? And my thing is this. It's pretty sad to me that somebody will tell you the main draw for the game, or what makes them pick the game back up, is the sexy women in there. How can you keep playing the game if that's the only thing that you like about it? It's like Dead or Alive Extreme. Extreme 3, for example. I like the sexy one, the bikinis with skimpy outfits you can buy. Yes, that's fucking great. Of course I'm gonna accept that. But I also like the gambling section. I like to play the cards. I like to listen to the soundtrack and feel like I'm on vacation for real and all that shit. It's a relaxing game to play. And I like the beach volleyball segments and shit like that, and and the mini games in it. Those games are pretty fun to play. Besides the jiggle physics and the fine ass women on there, it's like I don't see myself. I wouldn't see myself playing Dead or Alive for the long haul if the only thing that drew me to the game was the jiggle physics. It's pretty sad, man. It's pretty fucking sad. I mean, yes, Dead or Alive is known for that. It is. And it's pretty fucking sad. I mean, as a freak myself, it is. Cause I gotta look outside the box and say, like, man, it is pretty fucked up. But let's get to this other site here. I'll show you guys. What I really want to talk about. I'm trying to find it. Look at this. Sony wants fucking $60 for it. If you don't buy it on sale, you're gonna pay $60 digitally for this fucking game. Sony's ridiculous. The humble store wants $60 for it. Oh my god, this is crazy. I'm trying to find that article. Amazon. Somebody's selling for $50. Wow, don't they know how well this game sold? You got people today, like if you tell them like about Dead or Alive 6, like how you enjoy it or something. Let's say they played 5 and enjoyed the fuck out of that, right? Then you tell them about 6, they'll tell you, oh, I haven't bought it yet, or I don't know if I should because of what's been said about it. That's why they will tell you that. I mainly bought it because I wanted to see what happens after the events of Part 5. As far as the story mode, because, yeah, I do care about the story. Go figure, right? So, yeah. I think this is it. Hit this Reddit post here. Oh, this was on the top. That was the top one. There was another one I ran across. Look, it's $80 for the deluxe edition. You spend $80 for a deluxe edition. I guess you get everything unlocked then with the deluxe for $80. Yeah, they added some new interesting characters. I like what's one of the characters named Nico. She's fucking dope. She has electricity and shit. I love using her. She's only in Dead or Alive 6. Then you have another character that's added, and I like using her as well. She's sexy. I'm trying to find this article that I saw earlier. Man, I wish I would have marked it. That's why I mark stuff, because I'll lose track of it. I mean, let me go to Plan B. Let me see if I can find it like this, with the questionnaire part. I'm trying to find it. Is Dead or Alive 6 a good game? Okay, is Dead or Alive 6 a good game? Dead or Alive 6 serves up great fighting mechanics, solid offline mode variety, and looks good while doing it. If you're a fan of the series, it's well worth checking out, even as this latest entry stumbles in the online arenas and a disappointing approach to customization. Yeah, people complain about the customization part. I don't have an issue with it. I do like the way you earn the outfits. Instead of completing arcade mode, you get an outfit. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but I don't mind the way they did it in 6, Well, you have to, when you get pieces of the outfit, you have to continue to play the game. Oh, play the game. Then some outfits require 100 pieces to unlock. Some require less than that. Some require more than that. It depends on the outfit. And once you get all the pieces of the outfit, whether you playing it through trial mode or you playing it through the arcade, and it unlocks and you have to buy it with in-game currency, and it's yours. Not real money, in-game currency. It gives you incentive to keep playing it. At least it gives me incentive to do that. So, ooh, would there be a Dead or Alive 7? I doubt it. Dead or Alive 7 is a fighting video game developed by Team Ninja, published by Koei Tecmo for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X on May 6, 2024. It's out? It is the 7th main installment of Dead or Alive series, and it's a reboot of the franchise. Reboot? They rebooted it? So there is a Dead or Alive 7 coming out. It's going to come out May the 6th next month. Wow. Dead or Alive 7. I never heard of it until now. See what I'm talking about? This game gets no ad revenue at all. 5 got a lot of it, though. Part 5. So there is a 7 coming out, so which is cool. Wow, despite the disappointment that 6 brought out, they come out with a 7. Speaking of 6, let's see how well it sold. 350,000 units of the game have been shipped worldwide during the first month across all 3 platforms. By May 2019, the game had been downloaded 1 million times. The number of digital visitors, the number of digital version owners crossed 2 million by December of that year. That's low. That's fucking low. I'm not a math whiz, but that's pretty fucking low. How many people played Dead or Alive 6? Ooh, let's check that out. The monthly average is 89.7. Players 191. Nope, not enough. See, Dead or Alive is basically an overlooked game. It's, no matter what people do to it, you can have every female practically naked in the game, or you can make it an all-female fighting game. It still is not going to sell well. It's still not going to get publicity, like Tekken, for example. It's just not that good of a draw, no matter what you do to it. As of March 2024, it's 174 players. So February, it's 129. See, it's going down and down. The last 30 days, 191. Maybe it's Tekken. Maybe it's a DOA 7 hype. I don't know. Yes, Dead or Alive 6 has a story, guys. Yeah, I like the story mode. You can unlock sub-stories, focusing on each character and all that. So, I can't find that article that I was looking for. I just can't find it. Because there was another article that I found that I wanted to go over. So Let's check out this Reddit post here from a year ago. I tried to go into this earlier, but it wouldn't come up. Let's go through this. Okay, this is about DOA 6, of course. This is 2 years ago. He says, Snow, I'm calling him Snow, fuck it. Snow says, he got a long name. Some more fun tidbits. Note that I really like this game, but I do know quite a few things that didn't go so smoothly. At some point, the producer was asked how long the story mode was going to be. He replied something along the lines that it was 2 hours long, but that we should take into account that he is really good at the game. You collect outfit pieces to unlock the ability to buy an outfit. You don't have the outfit yet. You need to spend coins to unlock it, right? The most fun part was that at release, you collected outfit pieces for random outfits for random characters. So you might not even get stuff for your favorite character even when you only played as them. This was eventually changed in the update. I noticed that too. I remember somebody was complaining about that you get pieces to outfits of the character you're not even playing. Cause I was playing it one day, I was like, I'm starting to notice something. That all the pieces that I'm getting are outfits pertaining to the character that I'm using. So they did patch that and made it to the character that you're using. You're only going to collect pieces for their outfits. Nice change. I applaud that. Okay, so he goes on to say, there were no lobbies available at launch. This was one of the biggest gripes people had with the game. They were eventually patched in, but the game doesn't have rollback, of course. Another big one is the omission of the tag team modes that previous entries had. Apparently, the devs couldn't get it to work in this game. I didn't even notice that there was no tag team mode in 6. I think it stems from the fact that I don't even play tag team mode ever in the Dead or Alive game. I always do one-on-one. Well, that's too bad it's not in the 6 though, because people do like it. I didn't know, like I said, it doesn't make a difference to me because I never used that mode anyway. He says the game felt and feels unfinished in some ways. Characters only had one win and one lose pose. They do? Damn, I didn't notice. Do characters only have one win and one lose pose? Anyway, he says some more poses were patched in later. Okay. That's why I had to think about it. Characters are noticeably less expressive. I think story cutscenes are pre-recorded. Maybe things had gone more smoothly if they had taken a bit more time and hadn't printed out of the gate with DLC, because that is what a lot of new players seem to find off-putting. Yeah. But you know, those who don't care about the story mode is not going to care about it. Dux says, I recently bought the game and went through all the missions to try and unlock as many blueprint parts as I could. But while I finished all the missions for some of the characters, I still do not have enough blueprint pieces and did not see another way to gain them. What am I missing? Playing other modes? I guess. Yeah, I like the mission segment. I fucking do. It's fun to do. That's something that the mission segment is something that don't have in part 5. Cause based on how good you do, you get to earn a star. You get like stars on it. I think it's like 3 different fucking stars that you get. Cody says it's been a while since I've played, but I think when you complete the stuff like arcade and time attack, they give you parts. Right, that's what I was saying. Think there's also some special mission time game modes that gives you parts as well. Yeah, there's you have to do other things in the game to unlock more parts for clothing. Duck says thanks. Somehow I had not considered the time trials. See, arcade modes. He has to play those. Snow says online matches earn you quite a lot of blueprints. That's cool. Duck says thanks. I actually struggle to find online matches on my time zone. And in addition to that, I have some issues playing against real players. Mostly, I suck because I'm no longer at an age when I can invest the time to become any good at fighting games. Still, I love playing against the computer, so I'll need to stick to the normal SP modes. Yeah, I hear him on that. With these fighting games today, man, it doesn't take a lot of time to get good at the game. Rhinoceros says, this is just based as conjecture, but I always thought those coins were originally meant to be an MTX resource, and they ended up abandoning the idea due to lukewarm pre-release reception. Sounds a lot like a 343 with Halo. I don't play Halo, so I want to know. This person says, why does DOA lack fully animated facial expressions? I didn't even notice that. You mean 5 has fully animated facial expressions? Wow, that's another whammy against 6 if that's true. Click says people hate on this series, but whenever I got friends over and we want to play some fighting games, we play this. It's simple enough that anyone can enjoy and feel cool playing it. Yeah, that's true. Try to play Street Fighter or Tekken is a bit tough since there is so much to learn and practice to even feel like you are doing something. Also, it would get boring since only 2 of us really play fighting games, and night would pretty much end with us taking up all the games. Tekken is not that difficult to learn either. Maybe it's just me. It's not. It's easier to play Tekken now as opposed to back then. The same with Street Fighter. I mean, yeah, can you get your ass cooked in it? Hell yeah, you can. Online or offline, you get your ass cooked. He also says DOA does not have that high of a skill floor. It's stupidly simple, for better or worse. But it's stupidly simple. I wouldn't call it that, but it's definitely as fun. Yeah, I like the whole mechanic that DOA has, because you can like predict if your opponent's gonna punch or kick, and you do like a hold on them, or you get to counter their shit. I personally don't use it much. I tend to use it, the computer uses it on me, But if the computer doesn't use it, I don't use mine. My hole's against them. I'm not really good at that, but I like that mechanic though. Cause you can get your ass fucked up if on a higher difficulty level. Computer use them holes on you and shit. He said, "Oh, and the eye candy ain't bad either." Hell no, it's not. It's still eye candy in this motherfucker. Shit. Only the time they tone down the section, they didn't do it good enough. That's what I'm saying. Not nearly good enough. Razgrid says, yeah, DOA is one of the best fighting games for new people. Easy to learn and have a lot of depth when you understand the true mechanic. It's very complex and you can smash buttons and feel cool too. Both options are available. Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna search something else in here. I'm going to it's 36 minutes in the video. DOA 6. I'll put desexualization and see what I get. Because I want to run across the thread that's talking about this. Because this is this is the reason why I ended up doing this vlog here. Okay, there's Marie Rose there, the youngest looking characters in the game. This is from Shimbori. I guess he's the person in charge of the development. He says, we had a lot of meetings to talk about these changes. Sexual imagery has been a part of the series image and its marketing, but things change. That kind of imagery is less acceptable than it was and can even mean that some media outlets don't want to show those images. So we changed. So that's his reason for desexualizing the female characters. Yeah, fuck what the players enjoy. What players have complained to them that, oh, I love your game and everything, but the girls are the jiggle physics and the tit showing and the breasts and the asses and all that. It's too much, man. But I do love playing the game, though. Nobody's told them that. That's never happened. While I definitely agree that they shouldn't have fucked with it, at the same time, the girls are still sexualized, man. They still sexualized in 6. And I hope they don't go further with 7, man. Because it's like, holy shit, I can't believe I still can't believe a 7 is coming out next month. No ad revenue, no fucking... No announcements, nothing. Just like 6. Yeah, Dead or Alive 6 hasn't Dead or Alive 6 hasn't toned down the sexualization. It just tucked. It just wait. As for toning it down, Dead or Alive 6 has indeed toned it down. The default outfits the default outfits for every girl are quite conservative. Not to mention that most girls. What, this outfit here? That's not sexual? Why would you show that if you're talking about outfits? Man, let me read this post. This is from 5 years ago. They didn't change the default costumes. What are they talking about? What do they mean? The obsession in parts of Western gaming media, the sexualization is crazy. As for toning it down, Dead or Alive 6 has indeed toned it down. The default outfits for every girl are quite conservative. Not to mention that most girls have lost at least a cup size. They did? How did I not notice that? They de-breast them? Wow. I'm thinking about Hanukkah. Or Hanukkah, how the name is pronounced. I'm thinking about her. What the hell? Any skimpy outfits for DLC are DLC only. Okay, so if you don't want them in your game, don't buy them. But the types of people who go real about sexualization don't care for personal choice. They don't. Developers should realize that paying attention to these types only feeds their nonsense. Almost none of such types play games anyway, beyond maybe hipster non-anime visual novels. Right, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they keep catering to these people. I don't get it. Zero says perfectly sums it up. The people crying foul aren't even the people buying and playing these games. That should tell you something. May says DOA 5 also struggled quite a bit, which is why it ended up going free to play eventually. I'd almost place money that they know that they can't rely on a fan base that wants literally nothing more than sexualized characters, and as a result know they have to appeal to a wider audience if they want to stay afloat. Yeah, you have to basically know what your audience wants, and if I had to make a change from Dead or Alive 5 to 6, it would not be the sexualization, because I know everybody should fucking know, especially if you worked on the goddamn game, that's one of the draws for the game is the hot women. You know what I'm saying? But to say that's your only draw is fucking insane. I mean, come on, man. How can you, like I said, how can you stick to playing the game when that's your only draw? Is the jiggle physics and shit. Come on, man. Okay, it continues. From a graphical position, the game seems almost identical. No, it doesn't. And they announced very little in terms of new features and modes. Even what we've seen added is related to making combos more casual friendly. My gut feeling is that they developed the game with a significantly smaller budget than they wanted, and as a result want to maximize their audience over appeasing the hardcore players that, let's face it, are probably buying the game anyway and getting all of the lingerie DLC possible for their waifus. It's a win-win. Yeah, let them buy the lingerie DLC. Let them continue to sell lingerie DLCs. Why not? Or skimpy swimsuits. Why not? I mean, DO Live games should appeal to every single gamer on the planet, even if you're gay. You know, you got the men with shirtless and all that shit. You know, I mean, come on. It appeals to all walks of life, different gamers. So yeah. Yeah, I believe they did. I believe they were working on a smaller budget because, like I said, the graphics took a step back. That's definitely took a step back with the visuals, man. So basically, I don't see an issue with the sexualization. They still look sexy. They still look delicious. You know, I mean, what can I say? So let's see if we can find something else. There was actually more to that post, but I'm not going to read the rest of it. These motherfuckers are stupid. And this motherfucker knows that that's a draw to the game. Who are you appealing? Non-gamers. You appealing dumbass feminist activists. They're appealing to them instead. But they know what sells their game. Why do that? Why risk yourself? Things change. No, things change when you allow it. When you go with the change. You could have just stayed the same or added to what's already there. Gosh. He said that kind of imagery is less acceptable now than it was. To who? Less acceptable to who? That's the question. If I was one of them that was bitching and moaning about Dead or Alive 5 sexuality and I seen Dead or Alive 6, I would still be upset. Maybe it's just me. Maybe. Let's move on. Yeah, this person said Dead or Alive 6 hasn't toned down the sexualization. Let me see what he says. It says Dead or Alive 6 hasn't toned down the sexualization. It just tucked it away. Tucked it away? They just tucked it away? Okay. I guess that's one way of looking at it. I wouldn't say it's toned down, right? See, he said, the person said, I don't know why Dead or Alive is considered sexist. That's what I'm saying. If I was a feminist or a cat lady past her prime that's no longer pretty, I'll be just as pissed with Dead or Alive 6 as 5. And I'll be questioning where you turn it down at. Where'd you tone it down at? I don't see it. It's still sexist. Why is Hanoka tits still big as they were in 5? Why are we still having swimsuits that showcase their breasts? Why are we still having that? But what's interesting is that it wouldn't have been considered sexist if it was a game with all men that were shirtless. Somehow the word sexist wouldn't exist. But when it comes to females, being sexist is a thing and the word exists. Oh yeah. I heard about this guy was saying on a post yesterday how these Reddit is like just like taking down comments, man. I'm glad I don't post on Reddit. I'm so glad. So you can't even express yourself without fear of your shit getting taken down. Rub says it's because it over-sexualizes the female characters. He put in quotations, by the way. But I'd rather see some girls fighting in bikinis than getting their bodies torn in half. Western values are confusing sometimes. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is fine. The fatalities, the fucking guts and shit. No complaints about that. But when it comes to females in bikinis, that's when it's a problem. What the fuck, bro? Ultimate says, yeah, but it sexualizes the men pretty much to the same extent. You can go full speedo, and the men also have plenty of outfit options that exist to call attention to how hot they are. Exactly. It does the same thing to the men. It's not just the women. Right. This person says it does. How? It definitely didn't at first. What are you talking about? Anyways, moving on. Golden says, I don't know either, but it's not worth thinking or caring about. Black God says cultural obsession with covering women's skin as if it is an actual hyperalization and sexist. They also discriminate against women with above average size curves. They do. So true. CO1 says, yeah, haha. Ironically, that's hypersexualization. Putting everything, and I mean everything, in a sexual context. Loopy era we're living in, where the sexual representation is how actually being imposed by the liberals because apparently they know sex better than anyone else to make everything about their carnal knowledge and set the terms of sex for everyone else, including media and consumption that have little to nothing to do with sex. And number two, and actually what I like to add, it's not just the liberal media, those who are left-winging in the political spectrum that is trying to ruin video gaming, okay? Oh. But yeah, they're the main ones that's vocal about it. They claim that they swing on the left. Why? In fact, why the fuck does, like, is there a left and right in politics? Why are there Republicans and Democrats in politics? Why does it gotta be parties, man? They should eliminate that shit. Because let's face it, let's be real here. A candidate is voted based on what party he's in, not what he says, or not by merit. They're based on what party that they swing in. That's all there is to it. So I don't know why they doing all these fucking speeches on what they plan to do for the country if they win and all that shit. It's ridiculous. It all goes to one thing right out the other. They want to. It's based on what you look like, what's between your legs, what your skin color is, and what party you swing in. That's gonna get you their vote, which is fucking sad. Now let's get back on topic. Twin says it gets ill reputation from the spin-off that shares the title. If that spin-off didn't exist, or at the very least didn't have Dead or Alive in its title, it'd be viewed in the same light as any other fighting game. That said, if I recall correctly, the extreme games are quite popular in comparison to DOA 6. I knew you were talking about the extreme games. With popularity, some of that attention will be negative, and as per American, since it's only the U.S. who does this shit, norms as of recently, if someone doesn't like a product, its image will be smeared by terms that trigger negative emotions like sexist or any otherist or isms to deter people away from the product. I forgot to mention that those are also people who have never played the games before. Exactly. Just like that motherfucker that's approving him toning down, quote unquote, the girls in DOA 6. Talking about that's not accepted. My question is, we know who is not accepting it anymore. It's like they never accepted it in the first place. I mean, these motherfuckers live to complain. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to eventually stop if people ignore them. Don't respond to their Reddit posts. Don't pay them no mind. Just ignore them. That's it. They're going to eventually shut the fuck up because you ain't listening. And I'm not just talking about gamers. I'm talking about developers that they're appealing to make these games less desirable. Even though they're not going to purchase a fucking copy. How is it so hard to ignore these people? Why are they caving into these non-gamers, man? And if they are gamers, I really question them as a gamer. And why? You can play another game. Why are you playing in the first place? Well, I'm not going to get into it until you tone down the sexualization and all that. I want to be able to play the game, but I just can't. Those skippy women, I just can't do it. Well, you won't be playing this series then. That'd be my response if I was a developer. Shit. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta blow this up a little bit. So theorists says, so Therius? Wow, what a name. Is that his name? Who knows? It could be a character from an anime show. Program. Anyways, series. He says, I don't, if it's sexist or it's, I don't know if, that's what he meant. I don't know if it's sexist or if it's just creepy, but I know both DOA Extreme 3 and Extreme Venus Vacation has the Ona-san player character have to peek at the girls while they change clothes over every time you get them a new costume, and he doesn't get punished by it. Meanwhile, Ayane in another game just straight kills a dude that was trying to peek at her. The mainline games, I can only think that one dude that grabbed Lei Fang's breast on the train. Oh, I love this. He's talking about Dead or Alive 4's Lei Fang's ending. Holy shit. But he got punched for that. And DOA 5 kind of played on that joke. Yeah, but he actually grabbed the breast on accident. Because I think the train was like tumbling and shit like that. And to catch his balance, he ended up accidentally grabbing her breast and shit. She ended up punching her. Dimensions, though, is rough. It changed a direct battle Ryu and Kasumi had for it. Slap and harsh words. It made Brad forcibly try getting on with Ayan and made her look helpless, which should not be the case. Again, she should be able to release herself with no effort. What is he talking about? I read this whole post and I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Let's move on. I can't believe I read that shit. Anyways, it made me think about some things about Dead or Alive, though, at least. Shavon says, nowadays people are way too sensitive over the fan service in the game, though it comes from people who don't play the game or feminists who think everything is sexist or misogynistic. Balok. These fucking, you guys are these names. Balak says, for the most part, people don't really care. It's mostly because the early DOA games were super juvenile with their boob physics, which early on gave the series a bit of a lurid reputation. It wasn't until DOA Extreme, that the series really raised some eyebrows, though, and poisoned the well. Those games made the objectification front and center. Yeah, it sure did. I have no problem with that. I thought the boob physics up, because you could change, you could toggle on how much the boob should shake. I mean, I toggled up to the max one time in Dead or Alive 4, and I was like, holy shit. That's too much shaking. It looked ridiculous. Anyways, he goes on to say, you're actually not wrong about the plot being really good to the female characters. Maybe best exemplified by the DOA movie, which, with its more realistic proportions, manginas to somehow both by objectifying and empowering. The issue is that the series has had a pervy tone as well. Does a after action camera linger on your panting, defeated character for any reason other than for you to stare at their body? Unlike, say, Bayonetta, where people are on board with the sexiness because she owns it. DOA characters, by and large, are innocent and untouchable angels who you still get to stare at and, in DOA Extreme, harass without consequence. This is what TN catered to. Team Ninja, the people behind Dead or Alive. This is who they cater to. As you can clearly see by Christy and Tina not being in Extreme 3 after all these years, instead of adding more fetish bait with every update, again, the main series handles this much better. Interesting post there. Yeah, it's no Tina and Christy in Extreme 3, but they did add a Yanni. No, Lei Fang. They added Lei Fang and some brand new chick for Extreme 3. Yeah, I never understood why don't they add all the girls that appeared in the games prior to Extreme 3. I never understood that. Why not add Tina and Christy as well? Even Lisa is not in Extreme 3. She was in Extreme 2, which I will be picking up in the future. C01 says, we are playing different games then. See, there's a difference between a game being comfortable about its sex appeal versus the game being all about it. That's true. I think DOA fans are being pushed into every problematizing. That's the word. I think DOA fans are being pushed into overly problematizing these elements by the high school prom types who twerk on the sound of WAP, which stands for Wet That Pussy, which is what you get when your entire country is run like an American high school movie made by Disney and or Seth Rogen. I'll play any game that focuses on sex appeal and being comfortable. I don't give a shit. Sex appeal is sex appeal for me. I'll play either one. You know what I'm saying? C01 says, I know, right? So he's definitely agreeing with that comment. This guy said he enjoyed the game since Dead or Alive 1. Nice. My first was Dead or Alive 4. I do have Dead or Alive 2 hardcore, but it's fucking awful. I do not like that game. For PS2. But good thing I played 4 before hardcore. Cause I think if I played it backwards, I'd be like, oh god. That would not be a good first impression of Dead or Alive games if I play hardcore first. Adonis says, and I don't know why you keep propagating the narratives of these ghouls. This person says because it doesn't equally sexualize the guys. Yes, it does. If they do that, they think they should fully lean into it. Then give me all kinds. Pretty boys dressing up, beefies and bulges and more. You must swing both ways. You don't need beefy man and bulge. You got that. What are you talking about? If I was gay, I'd be happy with the man part. What are you talking about? I mean, and the chick doesn't need to show 95% skin for me to sexualize her. She don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. OP says Dead or Alive already also sexualized males. They did. You can give them shirtless clothing. Hell, Jan Lee is shirtless in some games. That's who I was thinking about when I was talking about the men being sexualized. I always picture Jan Lee. Thank you very much. That's who I pictured in my head, Jan Lee. Nanamal, I'm gonna just call him first Nanamal. Nanamal says a topless guy is not the equivalent of going very far to accentuate curves on the women. What the fuck are you talking about? Hence why I gave my additional feedback. Not until they start doing cam shots, zooming in on the guy's chest or their butts, crotches, like they tend to do with film characters. What do you mean? You can if you complete the game or you win a match with the male character, you can zoom in on his pecs. You can zoom in on his crotch. You can zoom in on his ass. You could do all that in the main game in Dead or Alive 6 and 5. What are you talking about? You can already do that. And when the men loses, they pant too. Continue. You can zoom in on him, go all around his body, all that shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. Gonzo says shirts. You can only play them you can only play them on underwear if you want to pay. And I've fought many online. Oh, you could play them he said shirts. You could play. He didn't want to type wrong. You can play them in underwear if you want to pay. That's modding, dude. Those are mods. OP says people complain about Dead or Alive's fan service. It's not even the worst in fan service, and it's actually tame compared to mangina anime that use it horribly, such as Gantz actually objectifies women unlike DOA. Seikan no Quisas Aikan Maso got what the fuck? And Green. Let's talk about anime fucking artists. Never heard of these people. I look at a lot of anime, and hentai. Let me stop. Let me see. Steve Mack says, aside from the actual sexual objectification and sexualization, a lot of female characters are treated like shit by the male characters in the 3DS game and written to look bad in comparison to the men. Hayabusa slapped Kasumi for wanting to rescue to her brother Hayate, who slapped Ayane for pointing out the obvious order that she done ordered for Kasumi's death. DOA is a complete farce, with Helena being overly dramatic when Kokoro was reasonably pissed in finding out they're half-sisters. Wow, men slapping women. Well, I guess if this is a women slapping a man, it's a you go, girl. That shows female empowerment, the way she slapped the fuck out of him. Moving on, he says, looking at the credits, there's no real writer for any of these games. Maybe Koei Tecmo should outsource the narrative to someone with experience in writing for its anime, movies, and tokusatsu, like what Capcom did when they got the late Noboru Shigumura for the original Resident Evil 2. CO1 says, in reply, he says, or maybe they're just not comfortable with their bodies? I haven't really seen a single female character in Dead or Alive being sexual to anyone, unless they're taunting or trying to kill them. And that's really just two people, Christy and Tamaki. Yeah, Tamaki is the other character in 6. Yeah, Tamaki's on the allure mode too. He says, son of a bitch, the version of Mai here is not even the love-struck groupie who strips. These corporate buzzwords like sexualization only serve to stifle creativity and suffocate the brain. Oh, yeah. True. Stephen Mack says, sorry about that. I guess sexiness is par for the course with the DOA brand. What is DOA without it? Just a slightly faster virtual fighter. That doesn't excuse the narrative choices, though. There's sexiness in virtual fighter. Just not as much as DOA. I personally prefer to play DOA over Tekken. I like it better than Tekken. I don't know if I made that clear before, but I do like it better than Tekken. OP says Hayabusa did that because he didn't want Kasumi to get herself killed, and for Ayane because he didn't want her to feel happy about Kasumi dying. He only said that Hayabusa slapped these two women just to slap because he's a bad man. I knew there was context behind it. That's why I was like, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not finna judge unless I see the context behind it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a slap to harm them or like he hates them. It was like a wake up, stop this, you know what I'm saying, type of slap. Like, get your mind in the game, you know. See, so says Zack is a huge punching bag throughout the series and gets treated like shit all the time. Who is a male character? Right, he does get treated like shit. He gets rejected all the time. He's a flirty dude, but the women don't care about it. They like to reject him and all that. He says Dead or Alive is more lighthearted than Tekken. That had dark moments such as the first antagonist was a literal rapist. Ooh. Dimensions had a post-apocalyptic looking scene. Excuse me. Woo. Bless me. Okay. It wasn't that, but it kind of looked like it. And Jan's ending in 3. Ooh, makes me want to play 3 now. He said the first antagonist was a literal rapist. That's pretty dark. Also, why complain about Ayane being a bratty fighting game character when there's Platinum the Trinity from Blaze Blue, who's a hell of a lot worse than Ayane? I like Platinum the Trinity. I like using Platinum the Trinity as well. So I disagree. Moving on. Plus, they can't turn Ayane into a cold murderer, as that would screw up all of her character development being more friendlier than with Kasumi. Hate to also tell you this, but lots of Japanese fighting games have silly, lighthearted moments, and Tekken and Street Fighter had that a lot. Okay, Steven says DOA leans too far into the humor, quote unquote, and refuses to commit to anything remotely serious. He says DOA's comedy doesn't work because it doesn't have the same energy and awkwardly fades to black everything than playing with idiosyncratic wipes for the funnier endings, like when Lei Fang and Hitomi jumped off a pirate ship. So DOA's sixth story was mostly about Honoka and Marie bumbling around, but when it's revealed she's Raido's other daughter, she's immediately put to the side for a rush climax between the ninjas and Raido. A better story would show Ayane growing as a person and the implications that Raido had more bastards and Honoka have a darker, more violent side to her, i.e. evil Ryu, or Ru for that matter. Violent Ken, Orochi Oyori, Orochi Leon, okay, Nightmare, Siegfried, Devil J, okay, we get it. Honoka should have a darker side to her. I agree, that would have been a great character development for her, because she's all bubbly and shit like that, but once the other side comes out, she becomes dark and shit. That's what I actually liked about Soul Calibur 5. Yes, I was disappointed in the game overall, but I did like the arc of Sophitia's daughter. Because when the shard inside her released her dark side, she became a totally different, non-timid person, a bloodthirsty individual. I thought that was a nice character development for her. Because unlike her mother, she was timid and all that shit until the dark side was released in her. I thought that was interesting for a character, but all in all, it was a disappointing ass fucking game. They talking about the storylines now. I don't really care about all this. All right, so this guy making some sense. Mio says, never liked how the masses will point out the jiggle physics in Dead or Alive and then go play Tekken and completely ignore their fan service in jiggle physics. Dead or Alive is a great fighting game, but their spin-off title, advertisement, and overpriced DLC practices keep the game in a negative light. That's true. They just need to revamp the series and change the name. I would say change the fucking name. Yeah, that's why I said the main takeaway was like the DLC. The main setback was the DLC prices, man. That was it. Because I'm telling you, as much as I love Dead or Alive, it's never going to be as popular as Tekken. Ever. It's never going to be as popular as Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter period. Ever. And that's the way it's going to be to the end of time. No matter if they bring all the sexiness back or they alter the story to make it more interesting. Because like I said, I've heard that people don't care about the story. They only care about the jiggle physics. And once you take that away, they're not going to buy the game, which is ridiculous. But I guess they have an itch to buy all these lingerie for the characters and dress them up in them. Then they play the game within lingerie characters and all that. And like I said, I don't see how I'd be a long-time fan of the series if only thing that drove me to play it was jiggle physics. I'm just saying. I mean, shit. That's how I feel in a nutshell. I know I repeat myself, and I don't give a fuck. I must repeat myself. It just really mind boggled me when Dude said that. When he said the main draw was the jiggle fell, I said, that's pretty sad. And that's what that's what the person in the article said. He said it's sad that's what draws people. It's sad that's what it's known for. It is. That's why I tried to find an article earlier, but I couldn't fucking find it. I mean, I thought that before I read the article, before I read the heading of the article. Benderlack says, I'm a female, and I don't consider dead or alive sexist. A lot of you don't. A lot of you don't. That's the thing. I don't see them fucking making Jan Lee shirtless. Sexless leader either, and I'm a male. So they announced this prior to the game coming out. Given if you heard about it before it came out. That they was going to be less sexualized. Now, I can imagine if I heard about this, I would have been like, oh shit. No more jiggle physics, which they do have in 6. No more skimpy outfits, they do have in 6. No more breast showing, they do have that in 6. No more. I'm like, what the fuck they're gonna do? They're gonna kill my franchise. Oh no. I would have been worried, man. Like he says, it hasn't toned, like this dude says, it hasn't toned down the sexualization. It just tucked it in. But you can untuck it buying those hot outfits and earning those outfits that showcase their sexualization. I like Kid Tommy's outfit. I like it. I do. And I didn't even notice their breasts were smaller. I didn't even fucking notice that. It's like Marie always has small breasts. So I wouldn't notice at all. She has small breasts since the get-go. But like, for example, Kasumi on the right here. Blow this up. I didn't know she had I didn't know she was deep-breasted. She's still fucking sexy. And I gotta agree, even though I bought Dead or Alive 6 mainly to continue the story from part 5, it is compared to part 5 as lackluster. Yes, I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disappointed in it. It makes me laugh sometimes, but it's not. But compared to part 5, it's not as good. It's not. Sexual content nudity need clarification. Dead or Alive 6. He said there's a ton of revealing clothing in the game. And the girls are very sexualized. That's what I see. That's what I see. I don't see what they toned down, what they fucking desexualized with. I don't get it. That's why it blew my mind when I heard that. When dude said that in that video, I was like, what? I had to pause the video and think like what the fuck? It's funny because before watching that video, I had recently played Dead or Alive 6 again. You know, so it's like, what is he talking about? I don't want to sound ignorant regarding the gender that's obviously prevalent in video games. You know, but I'm just being honest here. It's not, they're still hot. That's what I'm saying in 6. They said we made a conscious decision to make the characters less sexualized. They didn't do a good job, if you ask me. They didn't do a good job at all. They really didn't. Dead or Alive 6 going easy on female character sexualization. Going easy. Wow. I mean, they didn't really do that much. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really tone down that much. They really, like I said, they still look hot, man. I keep repeating myself because I cannot believe that people actually believe that they actually toned down to the point where it's not enjoyable anymore. It's not like that. It's still fun to play. It's still good to, it's still eye candy in the game. I mean, the fact that they even considered doing it and they actually did do it, which is not a lot, is fucking stupid. Because they know what the game is known for. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's known for them, for the eye candy and shit. Do you really love me underneath it all? Do you want to see me sexualized underneath it all? Ooh, 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 underneath it all. Ooh, baby, baby, don't desexualize me. It was a song that just went off on the radio. I just thought I'd fucking make a parody of it. Oh boy. So that's my take on DOA 6. I enjoyed doing this once again. Reading Reddit posts and stuff like that. Pretty sure there'll be more to come in the future. And yeah. With that being said, why Chromosome boob mouth pads. What the fuck? This is why Chromosome signed the fuck out. Peace and love. Good health to you all. And be safe out there. Peace. I'm out.